we go. I've been trying for the longest to fix this live, and I finally fixed it, I think. Let's see. Did I fix it? Yeah, I think I did fix it. I am at Starbucks in China. It's about 7 something Sunday evening. Hello, Cassie. Thank you for joining my live. I'm at Starbucks in China, eating some chocolate cake and drinking an Americano. I just had some soba noodles. Excuse me. Cleaning off my chopsticks. Trying to put it back in my bag. Cassie, where do you live? Where are you? So your name is Cassie Congo. As far as I know, that's a nickname. Are you in the States? Where are you joining from? So interested to find out. I see Malcolm is here. Hello, Malcolm. I just replied to one of your posts. Very interesting post. I would love to bring you on camera to talk about it. Pretty sure that was your post about Randy Jackson. Was that your post about Randy Jackson? Peace to you too. I believe that was you. Somebody just posted that he has to pay out $400 million to his white ex-wife. White women get the biggest divorce settlements when they are divorcing a black man. They do. It's crazy. Hello, Charles. Excuse me for cleaning my teeth. I just finished eating a salad with some soba noodles and some soybeans and some seaweed and a whole bunch of other Asian stuff. Hey, little sister Frederica. How are you? I was thinking about you earlier today. You flashed through my mind. I pray all is well. Hello, Tamisha. I'm just at Starbucks in China. Grand rising to you. Grand relaxing to me. It's about 7:30 in the evening here in China. Let me show you what I see. I'm at Starbucks. Enjoying an overly milky Americano. They put too much milk in it. And the last of some chocolate cake. I feel like I need to clean off my camera. Sorry, y'all. I'm all janky. I usually sit upstairs when I come to Starbucks. But today I stay downstairs. Sometimes when I go in restaurants, I sit upstairs to avoid people taking pictures of me, but today I was like, I don't feel like walking up them stairs. I just went shopping. I'm gonna show y'all some of the stuff I got. Yes, good evening, good morning to you too, Frederica. I just went to one of the beauty stores here that I like and got a bunch of beauty stuff. Asian culture is obsessed with beauty, so it's easy to kind of catch on. Not the Starbucks part, right? Yeah, I know we're supposed to be boycotting Starbucks, but I'm way over here. It's the touch, it's the taste of home that I need right now. I can't sit in a Chinese restaurant and chill like this right now. I just can't. It's loud. People talk very loud in Chinese restaurants. People take pictures of me in Chinese restaurants. The mother of the owner wants to sit and stare at me while I eat. It's too much. So, 8 o'clock, okay, in Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania are you from, Malcolm? Um, it's just too much. So I come to a place like Starbucks or Pizza Hut or KFC to get a little feel of Americano, so to speak. Um, just to feel, I'm a little homesick sometimes. And as I get closer to moving to India, for some reason I get more homesick. I'm 142 days away from my move to Mumbai. I'm super excited about moving to Mumbai. Super excited. I don't think it'll be much different than China. Oh, Pittsburgh. Okay. Um, hey, Richard. Nice to see you. Um, I'm super excited. I don't think Mumbai is going to be much different. I don't think India is going to be that different from China culturally. But Mumbai is a bigger city than the city I live in now. And it's more affordable, so to speak, than a Shanghai or a Beijing, only because I will be taking Chinese income to India. Chinese money is worth 10 times more in India. Now, I can't afford to live in Shanghai really like I want to with a Chinese income. Hello, Rakashanti Selassie. Hello, William. I can't afford to live in Shanghai or Beijing like I want to, but I can afford to take a Chinese income to Shanghai or Beijing. Am I going to the States? No. America's at war right now. They're killing niggas left and right. Just popping y'all up in the head. It's not safe there for black people, especially if you're a revolutionary like me. I'm just not the kind of person that can sit by and watch my people get murdered. And I've already been through enough. I'll just put it that way. I've been through enough. I've been approached on the street by police in America, telling me they know my name. They've seen me speak at city council, blah, blah, blah. I've been through being arrested for protesting. I think last week there was a gentleman, a young boy, a black boy, who walked up to a man's door and knocked to get directions because he was lost going to school. This white man came outside and shot at him. This white man got arrested. His bail was $50,000. $50,000. I was protesting the murder of Keith Lamont Scott, and my bail was $200,000. $200,000. Nobody got shot. Nobody got killed. So we see what kind of dichotomy that is of justice. I have a hard time. I posted something on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter last week that said, for those who choose to stay, the only choice is revolution or assimilation. And it's true. If you live in America right now and you are, a descendant of slaves, because you'll notice that other than the dude that got killed by the police officer the off-duty police officer in Texas a couple weeks ago, his mother is actually a diplomat in St. Lucia, but he's probably the first non-American born African man, the first non-descendant of slaves who got shot. And he got shot off duty by someone he probably had a personal relationship with, who had a personal vendetta against him. Not saying it wasn't racially motivated, because it definitely was. But you don't see African men that come from Nigeria or Ghana or Haiti or St. Lucia getting murdered by the police, partly because they vet them before they come over. They vet them. They vet their coon meter. And they're also not standing up and fighting for us, which I don't mean to put any, hey, cousin Vanessa, I don't mean to put any division amongst our people, but I just got to call it what it is. There is a large community of non-American born Africans in America, and they're pretty silent when it comes to what we're experiencing as American born Africans. Julius Malema, who is, I forget what his title is, but he is a leader in South Africa right now. He's leading the charge to get South Africa out of the hands of the European identity extremists and back into the hands of the African people, the indigenous African people. No, they don't like us, Tamisha. You're right. They can't stand me with my black ass. But he said America is experiencing genocide. Africans in America, American-born Africans, black people in America are going through genocide. And American-born Africans who are descendants of slaves don't seem to see that y'all are experiencing a genocide. It's either a genocide through abortion, or a genocide through cancer, or a genocide through police brutality, or now, regular old European identity extremists have been deputized to kill black people. George Zimmerman set the precedent. So, when I see things like all the time about the genocide, the mistreatment, the terror, the horror that black people are experiencing in America, I can't see why I would come back. I got pictures. Frederica, I got pictures of you with your cute self. I can't see why I would come back. It doesn't make any sense. Hello. Oh, Lord, I'm going to try this one. Hold on. Chibuikemet Wakemet. You might have to help me with that one. Can you put it in phonetically? My grandmother is here. Hello, Grandma Diane. Hello, Derek Gordon. So no, I won't be coming back. I have to deal with the fact that my daughter's father is in America. There is a possibility that she might at some point want to go back to America. And I have to pray over her, but I got to let her do that. But my experience has been one where, the country is at war. Yeah, it's been at war since 1620. But right now, black people in America are under siege. If you go in the average black neighborhood that is considered a hood, you got police officers driving around in tanks. Nigga, what? Motherfucker, go to Chicago. You got police officers driving around in tanks. Hello, Mfumu. We've experienced murders in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the police don't even look us in the eye to say, oops, we fucked up. We killed the wrong one. Everywhere is at war. It's true. Fortunately, it's less likely. I've been in this country for 2 years. There is an injustice currently going on here in China. There's a young man named Wendell Brown. I have to be very careful what I say about this and how I say it. But there is a young man named Wendell Brown who's currently in prison here in China, and I'll just tell you the facts. He was out one night with his Chinese girlfriend. He's from Detroit. He's a football player from Detroit. He came to China to teach Chinese boys how to play football. We've been making it for hundreds of years, Tamisha, but nothing is overcome without revolution. And I think that America is in dire need of a revolution again. Every time we get close to a big revolution as descendants of slaves, something happens. And we are on the cusp of another one. So, definitely, y'all get on that, and I'll be back. I say all the time, when black people stop waiting for Jesus to come back, then maybe I'll come back to America. But anyway, so there's a young man who's in prison here. He went to a bar one night. I think he's from Beijing. He went to a bar one night with his Chinese girlfriend. This dude at the bar started trouble with him. He had to fight the dude and whooped his ass, as he should have. And then all the dude's friends jumped in. You're right. How can we have one with no participants? You're right. That's why I said those who choose to stay either choose to assimilate or revolt. So I left. I already had plans to leave America before I realized why I needed to leave. But once, as my as the process continued for me to leave America, I really, really realized why I needed to leave. Because there's so much of a bigger fight than just America, as you know, as you said. So the work that I have to do is bigger than America. I can't be held by a piece of land. But anyway, so this dude gets in the fight, blah, 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 beats up everybody that needs to be beat up, and he leaves the bar. Hello, Elijah. Then he comes back. He went back to the bar. Why he went back to the bar? To get his Chinese girlfriend. She was still there. She didn't leave with him when he left. I'm going to let you marinate on that. He got in a fight with a bunch of Chinese people and left. She stayed at the bar. So he went back to get her. And the police were waiting for him. And he's been in jail ever since. That was 2 years ago. There's a whole bunch of intricacies to the situation. You know, he even offered to apologize to the dude that he got in a fight with. The dude was like, I'll accept your apology, but I want this many hundreds of thousands of yen, and it's just ridiculous. The dude is pretty much extorting him, and the police are allowing him to. And they gave him 4 years in prison. Now, the news in Detroit, I saw one news story in America about it. So I was like, why isn't this in the news all over America? When that little boy got caned in Singapore back in the day for taking down, for defacing a sign, he got caned. It was all over the news, as you know, it should have been. This dude, his situation is not all over the news. It should be all over the motherfucking news. You're right, Tamisha, I agree with you. Thank you, Elijah. So I saw one news story about it, and I don't have the option to share it. I tried to share it actually I sent it to somebody else and asked them to share it, and I don't know if they did or not, because I got to keep my hands off of it for right now. I got to keep my fingers off of it for right now. The Chinese government is very sensitive and very careful about watching our social media. So I have to keep my hands off of it. Hello, Bogun. But the news story happened to be done by a white man, which bothered me because there's plenty of black anchors in Detroit. So they're trying not to put the face of race on it. But the news story says he got into a bar fight, as it sounds like he just got into a fight. No, he was defending himself. He was attacked. So it puts us in a position now. There's a precedent where if someone in India attacks me and I whoop their ass as I should, then I can end up in prison. So you got situations like that do happen abroad, all over the world, you know. But anyway, that's one situation I heard about. I also know there was a young man I used to do business with in Beijing. The last time I saw him was May 5th of 2017. I saw him, I was getting ready to leave Beijing to come back to where I live now. I was in Beijing on business and saw him. That week, right after I left, there was a big conference in Beijing, something to do with transportation between the different countries. And there's this thing that happens when they have a big conference in China where they'll go around rounding up foreigners, especially black foreigners, because they want to keep this, they're big on face here. They're big on keeping face. So they want to make it seem like they got the foreigners under control. So they'll go to nightclubs and make everybody take piss tests and ignore the Chinese people that are there, but make the foreigners take piss tests, and if your piss comes up with marijuana or cocaine or anything else, they'll round you up and put you in jail. If a person is selling drugs and they get caught with it on them, they'll round them up and put them in jail. And here in China, they can legally walk in this restaurant right now and arrest me. No Miranda. I don't have any Miranda rights here. They don't have to tell me what I'm being arrested for. They can keep me I'm sorry, somebody sent me a message. They can keep me in China as long as they want. They can keep me in jail as long as they want to without telling me what my charges are. That's why I keep a pretty low profile. That's why you don't know where I live in China. I try to keep a pretty low profile. So um, this dude that I know was out in a popular area in Beijing called Sanlitun. It's a little party area. I've been there often. Last time I was there, I almost got into it with somebody and was able to diffuse the situation. But he got arrested that night, May 6, 2017, and we haven't seen him since. I thought he was dead. I thought he had gotten killed. But fortunately, he's not dead. He got deported. He got sent back to Nigeria. Another dude I know from Nigeria got deported. Um, why would you want to go through that away from your people? Away from what people? I don't know. Maybe Tamisha, you can help me understand what the question is. Why would you want to go through that away from your people? I got arrested in America, like I said, for protesting. Fortunately, I had a community of people that were behind me. I was not operating by myself. I can't say who helped because, I wouldn't. I respect people's privacy, but I'll say this. The black church stayed in the black church when I got arrested, when Justin Carr got murdered, when Keith Lamont Scott got murdered. But the Nation of Islam came out and did what they were supposed to do to take care of the people who were protesting and revolutionizing and organizing during that time. Hello, David. And I will always be grateful to the FOI for their protection and people that are associated with the Nation of Islam. I will always be grateful. Always. There's a lot that I don't say that I would say if not for their covering over me. So I always will respect them because of the way they protected us. The affliction of being targeted because of my melanin. Well, I'm not quite sure where I can go without being targeted because of my melanin. I can't think of a place on the planet where I wouldn't be targeted. Is there some oasis where melanin is not the enemy? If you could think of it, let me know. I think I said hello to David. Hello, David. How do Chinese people treat me? Well, I'm pretty unapproachable. So I don't have problems. I speak Chinese as much, EDNG, I speak a little Chinese. They've tried me. You're right, Tamisha. Spiritual and physical headway is definitely happening. You're right. I don't make friends with Chinese people. I don't really trust Chinese people. They have a culture here where they teach their children if you have to lie to get it, if you got to steal to get it, if you got to cheat to get it, get it. Whatever you got to do to get it, get it. If you got to kill to get it, get it. I don't know what people you mean, like my people. Help me understand, Tamisha. I don't know what you mean when you say without your people in the vicinity. What people? They're very disrespectful in Jamaica and Africa. Yes, they are. And I suspect that when I do finally move to the continent of Africa, part of the reason why my gateway started in China was so that I would know already how to deal. Because right now, Ghana is working very hard at keeping the Chinese out. But like I said, I'm very unapproachable. I don't allow them to feel comfortable touching me, taking pictures of me. I'm not super friendly, which is part of the reason why I want to move, because I don't like that. I don't like that I can't be. My daughter's at home. I'd rather her be sitting here with me. But if she was, every 5 minutes I'd be having to tell somebody, don't touch her. I was just at a store getting some stuff, and this man walked up behind me, speaking in Chinese about my hair. Asked me where I got my hair from. I said, what are tofa? Dumbass, this is my hair. Oh, Nita Tofa? Nita Tofa? Yeah, nigga, is that your hair? I said, Nita Tofa, is that your hair? Yeah, okay, well, bye-bye, take Jen. Buyani, I don't want you, bye-bye. Tamisha, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. Like, without my family, like my mama, my brothers, my sisters, without my comrades that I used to organize with. Like, this is a world. This is a big world. I can't stay in one place because of anything. Like, this is a huge world out here that a lot of black people don't get to see. It's not expected for our children at 18 years of age to go to a different part of the world. Every other culture has that expectation for their children. We find all these reasons why our children need to stay at home. It's really quite shameful. When I left America at 36 years old, I was leaving America with 23-year-old white kids. It was expected for them to come to another part of the world and live for a year. I haven't, the protection that I gained, the protection that I have is from my ancestors, from my Orishas, from my Egungun. They go everywhere. Is that Sabrina? Ah, hey sis, with your pretty self. I don't really feel like I need to be held down to one place. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. We built the world. Do you realize that we populated every continent on the planet at one point? I was born in America, but not by choice. Ask my great grandmother if she chose to be in America. My father's great grandmother, Mama Jenny, was born into slavery. Ask her mama if she chose to be in America. Many people asked me when I was leaving America why I was leaving, and I was like, I never chose to be born in America. My people didn't choose America. So now we're fighting over a place that never wanted us there in the motherfucking first place. Now, I don't know where you go. I don't know where to tell you to go, you know. But I'll tell you, my priestess said to me, Mama Yaya Fini said to me, you know, she said, you're a queen, and this is not your kingdom. This place right here where you are in China is not your kingdom. This is not your kingdom. You need to go find your kingdom. This is not it. You're fighting against an entire culture. And in America, as American-born Africans who are descendants of slaves, we have been fighting against an entire culture. Yes, we were there long before them. Some of us were. Some of us are indigenous before, you know, some Indians are African, yes. But not all of us are. My Mama Jenny's parents were brought over from West Africa. My Mama Jenny is Geechee African. Her parents were brought to America from Africa. So not all of us are, you know, I know we try to tell each other, oh, no. You know, I believe that descendants of slaves, I believe that descendants of slaves are indigenous people. I do. Simply because slavery is older than America. Slavery began in 1620, America began in 1776. So I do believe that we should have the respect as indigenous people. But the truth of the matter is, my people, my great grandparents were from West Africa. So I have to also acknowledge that we were a part of chattel slavery and forced to immigrate. So it doesn't make sense to me for me to sit in this delusion that, oh, we were here long before them, so we should fight for this land. If you choose to do that, do that. That's not what my ancestors told me to do. My ancestors did not tell me when I sat on what mountain was that I climbed and got the word to come to China? Y'all know the mountain in Atlanta, in Georgia, right outside Atlanta. Stone Mountain. We are prisoners of war, yes. We're more than just that, but we are prisoners of war. I don't know why y'all fucking choose to stay on the goddamn plantation. Fuck, that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. Y'all choose to stay on the plantation. And some of y'all do, and I don't mean to sound condescending and ugly or whatever, but some of y'all choose to stay on the plantation. You know, when slavery ended, it was niggas that was hiding under Massa's house. He a good boss. He a good master. He feed us. He don't beat us too much. Nigga, go. Get out. Where my spoon at? With my teacup. Get the fuck out. I got out. There is it doesn't make any sense to me. You know, for the longest as a Christian, the world was sinful. So my mama, yeah, I'm not coming to China because I can't tell people about Jesus. Okay, mama, you stay in California. You won't come to China because you can't tell people about Jesus. That doesn't even make any sense. There's an entire planet that for some reason black people have convinced ourselves that we are not going to go see. All black people do is go to Jamaica, the Bahamas, Dominican Republic sometimes. But there is a whole world. And see, what I run into is a lot of black people who do come to China and they're coons. That's why you don't see me rolling with a whole bunch of black folks. I run into a lot of black people who come to China, go to India, go to different parts of the world, but they cooning. So, I mean, one thing that Malcolm X said that gave me some confirmation, I remember I was pregnant. When I first found out I was pregnant, and I was trying to make the decision, I'm going to try not to cry. I was trying to make the decision about whether or not to still come to China. I found out I was pregnant on November 9th, 2016. I got the email about the date that I was going to be leaving for China on November 9th, 2016. So the same day I find out I'm pregnant, I get an email with the date that I'm moving. And I prayed about it. I talked to my ancestors about it. I meditated on it. I did some divination, did what I was supposed to do. And I was watching a Malcolm X speech, and he said, there is no greater enemy to the United States than an internationally minded black person. An internationally minded black person. There's no way you can be internationally minded if you ain't never been international. And I'm not talking about Tijuana or Jamaica, where we're still under subjugation. I'm going to try to read through some of these comments because I was running my mouth and missed a whole bunch. I'm not giving them shit. My ancestors died for, and to me, more power to you. If you decide that you don't want to leave because that's your ancestors, whatever, because we ain't never owned nothing. We own 0.5% of America's wealth. Same amount we owned the day before slavery ended. It's the same amount we own here years later. So if you decide that's what you want to do, ashe. Ashe to you, ashe to your unborn, ashe to your ancestors, ashe to your whole egungun. But for me and mine, the instruction that I've received is to #GO. Go. When I asked my mama, what you think about me going to Beijing? She said, do it, baby. Go for it, baby. When I asked her a few months ago, Mama, what you think about me going to India? Do it, baby. Go. Go. We built this planet. Fuck this city. We built this planet. There are marks of us all over the world. If you go to Thailand, you see the black monks. If you go to India, you see the black Buddha. Here in China, you see if you go through my YouTube videos, you'll see there's a park right behind me right now that has pictures of men from the 700s with black features. The stone is white, but them faces is niggas. We have a mark all over the planet. My ancestors are all over the motherfucking globe. Why would I stay in one place? Why would I stay in zip code 28205? That doesn't even make any sense. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to catch up on some of these comments. We were the first slave owners. I can't buy that. Everywhere is the plantation. Oh, Lord. I love you, Tamisha, but I disagree with you completely. And if you've never been anywhere, it's easy for you to say that. Because chattel slavery of Africans did not happen in China. It happened in America. The plantations are in America. There's still plantations in America. Said I agree, but all the places our people lived belong to us and we get rid of them. It's true. All the places our people live belong to them. That's right. And at some point, I pray that we garner our fight somewhere. But here's the thing I say, and I say this all the time, and I stick to this. If I'm going to fight and die, which I will probably do, it's going to be on my mother continent. It's going to be for my mama Jenny's mama, whose name I don't know. It's going to be on my continent. If I'm going, because I did my fighting in America, I almost died. Yes, I did. And I blessed all my gods that I didn't. But if I'm going to fight to the death, it's going to be on my continent. It's going to be on the place where my blood came from. And my grandfather is Osage Indian. Yes, he is. Grandfather Harold is Osage Indian. He's also half Irish. I can guarantee you the African in him and the Irish in him did not voluntarily get together. That African woman, I'm quite sure, did not voluntarily get with that Irish man. Even if she laid down and opened her legs, it was out of a desperate situation for provision. It wasn't a situation where my great grandmother said to her Irish man, "Oh, I love you and I know you love me and I know you'll take care of me and I know that you'll take care of my people." It was, "I need a way out of this mess, so let me lay down with a white man." Like Serena. I've been in my childhood from, I'm sorry, Tamisha, from Venezuela. I'm sorry, I don't understand. My grandpa's from Venezuela. Okay. Yep, I was telling my homeboys that I would not only go to Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. Right. There's a whole world. And see, here's the thing. I meet people every single day who've never met a black person. Ever. There are people I meet who don't even know there are black people in America. Don't even know there are black people in America. Hold on, I gotta take this hat off. Y'all got me getting hot. I gotta take this hat off. Woo. There are black people. Hold on, let me put my headphones back on. Because my headphones got the microphone. There are Chinese people that I've met who ask me where I'm from. And I say, Wilshire McWarren. And I don't even know if I pronounce it right, but they understand that I'm trying to say, I'm from America. And they say, America? Hyden? In America? Black people? Hyden? Black people in America? Yeah. Beyonce? Well, yeah, Beyonce. What mean by Beyonce? What you know, Beyonce? I know Beyonce. Michael Jackson? Yeah, Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan? Yeah. Kobe Bryant? Yeah. Stephen Curry? Obama? Oh, yeah, Obama. Me. You? Nita? Me? Nisha McWarren? Yes, I am from America. There are black people in America. We built the motherfucking country. And some of that is our fault because we don't go. If you don't go nowhere, how you expect them to know where you are? I'm going to try to buzz through these comments. So I've been to these countries early in life. Beautiful scenery, but I love my people. To run from what? Too much to run from what? I'm not running from anything. I'm going. There's a difference between running and going. There is an entire planet. I have a passport. And here's the crazy thing. I'm going to tell you the kind of country that you're in. Here in China, children in China are born with a passport. They don't have to go to an office and pay a fee to get a passport. A Chinese child is born with a passport. They're expected to go throughout the world. There are three people in this restaurant right now, minus the people that work here. I guarantee you, 2 of these people studied abroad as children. Someone asked me, one of my students asked me, at what age do you think is the right age to send your children abroad to study? I said, baby, I couldn't even tell you, because my people don't do that. My people don't send their children abroad to study. Nowhere. We have a hard time getting adequate schools in our own neighborhood, so we can't even send our children abroad to study. But I guarantee you, these people went to Australia or America or the UK or somewhere abroad. They have exposure to another part of the world, and it's expected for them to. We're the only ones that convince ourselves and our children not to run. What am I running from? Running from what? What am I running to? Running to what? I'm going. I have had a desire since I was a little girl to go see the world. I remember when I was a young girl, I saw a picture of the Great Wall of China, and I remember saying in my heart, but not out loud, I want to see that one day. And whenever I would see the Great Wall of China, I would turn my face because I felt like maybe I wouldn't be able to see it. So it was better not to look at it than not have to worry about it. I bet you I spent my 38th birthday on the Great Wall of China. And I bet you when I got to the top of the Great Wall of China, me and my ancestors had a little party. I poured libations for my ancestors. Why wouldn't I go? Why wouldn't I? And see, for me, I'm not the kind of chick that could just go somewhere for a couple weeks. I need to live there, and I have the means to do it. I have the ability to be able to live all over the world. So why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I know that when I leave China, I can always call somebody here to help me with something, to give me advice about something, to speak on my behalf for something. Black people in America are the only people on the planet that don't have international connections. Why don't we? Why don't we? Why can't you call somebody in another part of the world? I know right now that if I landed right now in, hold on, let me pick a place. If I was in Osaka, Japan tonight, I know who I could hang out with. If I was in London, I know where I could go. Why don't you have connections like that? Why are we so stuck to a place? And I don't mean to sound, like I said, condescending or whatever, but I can't accept somebody telling me that I'm running because I choose to use my fucking passport. I paid for the bitch. I paid for my passport. I paid for my visa. Why wouldn't I use it? I have skills and abilities and talents and gifts that have opened doors for me beyond measure. Why wouldn't I walk through those doors? Now, we quote the scripture all the time, your gifts will make room for you and place you before kings, but we don't want to go into the room. Our gift has made a room for us, but we don't want to go into the room. We want to stay in one room for the rest of our lives. Why wouldn't I want to eat real soba noodles like I just did? I ate some beef rice yesterday. I had some beef fried rice for lunch yesterday. Ouch. And it came to me. When I lived in America, I posted this on Instagram and Facebook or whatever. When I lived in America, the people that used to own the Chinese restaurant in my neighborhood were my next door neighbors. And when I told them I was moving to Beijing, they were like, oh, we're from Beijing. They told me in Chinese, of course, they're from Beijing. And they said, once you eat food in China, you will never want to eat Chinese food in America again. And they're right. Why wouldn't I want to eat Chinese food in China? You know, why wouldn't I want to eat real chicken tikka masala in India? Why wouldn't I want to go see the Taj Mahal or know what it's like to live in India? Why wouldn't I? Let's see if I can get through these comments. All of my ancestors are from America. Never heard of slavery in my family except for women. Good for you. I have. My great great grandmother died with stripes on her back, with webs on her back. She was 9 years old when slavery ended. She was 113 years old when she died, and she had webs on her back. So yes, my family does know about slavery. Sorry, I'm trying to find my charger. Must be out of the bag. I was going to do a little haul and show y'all what I bought, but this conversation is so much better. What time is it? Hold on. Let's see what time it is. Let me see if I can get through some of these comments too, because y'all left some really good comments. It's a good conversation. And I don't care if we disagree. I mean, I'd rather disagree and have a conversation than us all agree and say the same thing. Ooh, I better get out of here. It's 8:45. No, it can't be. My clock must be wrong. I know I ain't been talking that long. 45. I gotta get home to my nanny. Let me see if I... Hello, Jacob. Sorry, I missed some of these comments. Yeah, Feeny. Yes, is that your spiritual mother, Tamisha? She is definitely my priestess. I love her to life. I might need to take a car home. Power to the people. I can't see no better way to end it than that, Elijah. Thank you so much. Power to the people. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I got to make a little edit on that. Power to black people. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. Anybody else can hold their own nuts. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.